Well, hey everyone, it's Marcus, and welcome to some more chatting in my jungle room. I'm heading all the way down to Tasmania today, where I'm speaking to an incredible singer-songwriter. Please welcome everyone, Pete Cornelius. Hey Pete, how are you?
Doing good, Marcus. Yeah, really good. How's it all going over in your neck of the woods?
Not too bad. I'm trying to keep this weather looking pretty much decent by the time you get over here with your tour, which will be very soon. Fingers and toes, fingers and toes. I mean, obviously,
Yes,
Australia is about to enter winter, so I can't promise anything.
that's all good.
But
A
I'll do.
little bit of, cold weather's good for you,
Ah,
you know.
exactly, exactly. You can't have the warm without the cold, right? It's always about that
That's
balance.
right. Yeah, the
Hey,
balance.
obviously, the album Southern came out February at the beginning of this year, and it's been getting some incredible nods, some incredible accolades. Let me just run through them for a second. Then I'm going to ask you a question. But obviously, number one on the ARIA Country Albums chart, incredible. Number two on the Air, which is Australian music charts, and then still sitting at the top of the ABARAC more than 2 months after its release. I mean, that's huge. That's great.
Yeah, it
How does that make
feels
you
it
feel?
feels really rewarding. Um, I don't do it for any accolades. Like I don't write music or release music for those purposes. But when I get a little bit of that back,
Yep.
it's really satisfying. It feels good, and it feels like I've done something right, or I've achieved, you know. So yeah, I guess now it's time to start work and
Yeah,
bringing the music to the people.
get out on that road. But
Yeah,
because obviously, I mean, putting an album together like Southern is not an overnight kind of a bit of work.
no.
Months and months and months, if not years, go into this kind of album. How long did it take to put together Southern from concept to, delivering it to the masses?
Yeah, I guess from concept to release day, really close to a couple of years. Yeah. By the time you sort of put all your catalog and your songs together, and you chat with your producer, and you work out a rough game plan. So the actual start date of recording, I think, might have been around June or July last year,
Yeah, wow.
thereabouts. So the recording process didn't take that long. It was more but because I was working remotely a lot too with the producer,
Yep.
Matt Phil. I should not call him Matt. He's not the producer. Uh, and I don't know. He's a busy man. He's got a lot going on as well, so he couldn't just attend to my emails whenever I sent one, or drop everything. So I kind of had to wait for his pressure to, because I definitely wasn't his most demanding client, that's for sure. But I also wanted it to be natural and to not have to force things like that either. So yeah, I guess from go to woe, a couple of years.
Yeah, good
Yeah,
work. Well, you know what? I mean, like I said to you just earlier, there's a great album, really absolute killer. I'll tell you two tracks that absolutely stick out for me, and I'll tell you why.
sure.
But one is Hot on the Hills. It
Uh,
absolutely gives me those incredible Nashville kind of vibes. Um,
yeah.
and the other one is literally that song straight after that, which I mean you'd know, but it's "Devil in the Company Car," which I don't know if
Uh-huh.
anyone's actually given you this comparison before. And I don't always go around comparing everything, but you can't help the way
Sure.
you feel, obviously, when you hear certain things or see certain things. But for me, "Devil in the Company Car," total Bon Jovi vibes.
Oh, really?
Early Bon
Right.
Jovi, yeah, 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 incredible.
Right.
Compliment
I
because
hadn't
Bon
picked that
Jovi,
up.
my books, incredible.
Yeah.
Hey, so I mean, obviously, you've got an attachment
Awesome.
to every single one of those songs on the album, but is there one that really resonates with you and really hits your heart more than another?
Uh, they all kind of come and go.
Yeah.
Like sometimes a particular mood, or you might be feeling a particular way one day, and you hear it in the right environment or the right maybe with a certain group of people, or maybe just on your own, or maybe on stage performing certain songs. Like when I was touring the record here in Tassie for the launch shows, songs that I didn't expect to come to life were just these big, steaming, monsters. They were so great. And I didn't expect some of the, I think On the Road is the song that sort of came to life on stage. That sort of, it sort of simmers along on the record, but I think to get, I think we had 6 or 7 of us on stage, so we had an extra few vocalists, guitar, organ, acoustic, drums, bass, etc. So it was a really, I don't know, to look around the room and the band was just like in the pocket, and the crowd were in the right zone. I think that song has been one that I've been surprised by. But in terms of the song that gets me in the feels the most, it's probably Hot on the Heels, like thinking about,
it's great,
the story behind that song. So, yeah.
The sound is just beautiful. So funny though, On the Road is the song playing in the background at the minute. There you go. Oh my, good call. But yeah, no, just terrific. But you know what, like you say, obviously when you're recording these albums, these songs, in your studio, wherever you're doing all your recordings, and and obviously that's one thing, but by the time you take it to the stage, take it out, to the streets, those songs take on a whole nother level due to the fact that, you get that audience interaction and that engagement and being the fan favorites and all of that.
Yeah.
Good time.
Yeah, they definitely become their own creations. Like you can sort of plan them to go as much as you can in the right direction, or in the direction that you had planned, or like the record. But once you get 5 or 6 individuals on a stage reinterpreting the song their way, because I think it's like part of my live performance is I don't necessarily have the same band every time. I've kind of got 2 or 3 different drummers, a few bass players, a few keyboard players I can call upon, because everyone's busy and they can't just commit to my dream, So so every time it's played or performed or interpreted, it's always different, and they all bring their own flavour. So it's always a trip. It's always great.
We're going to get onto the tour in a minute, but just before we do, I want to ask you a bit more, some probing questions. Going back to when you were younger in Tasmania, who were some of your early inspirations that really drove yourself into this career that you've got now?
I guess musical inspirations, I started as, one of those guitar shredders. Like I'd idolise, that sort of late 60s period, Eric Clapton, during the John Mayall, Cream period, Jimi Hendrix, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Santana, Deep Purple, like Richie Blackmore. Who else? Dave Gilmour from Pink Floyd. So they were kind of my influences, but they weren't really mentors as such, because they were in this faraway planet that I never got to see them live. So I guess I had a good connection with a lot of local musos who were very supportive. They'd let me up on stage. I'd sneak in. My dad, my mum, actually both parents were quite supportive, so they'd drag me along to live shows or little jams, and I'd get to, when I was 11 or 12, get to sit in with bands and get support. And a lot of mixtapes. A lot of guys I respected around here were like going, check out this tape, check out this VHS. And I'd sit down and just like analyze the hell out of this stuff, because I respected their opinion or just their things. So I was like, if they recommend this person, I need to like check it out. So I think that's kind of where I very first started. But it's, in terms of influence now, it's a pretty broad. Like I think music is just a wonderful thing. Like there's so much great stuff out there coming out all day, every day.
Well, actually, that's a question.
I don't really.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
That's a question
No,
I'm
go.
very, very soon, actually. But before I ask you another question, I'm just going to ask you this one first. What was staying back when we were younger, what was the first album that you actually purchased or received as a gift or whatever?
Sure. So there's two that come to mind. I think the first really influential album that I played to absolute death was the Eric Clapton Unplugged album. I think I got that for Christmas when I was about maybe 10 or 11.
Yeah, cool.
And I've just thought that was amazing. Just the selection of songs was so nice, and the way that all the songs were interpreted and played on acoustic instruments with a live audience. I really liked that. Was a killer. And the first one I bought with my own money, I did a busking session down in Salamanca in Hobart. I just plugged into this like little power pole. It was just like, I don't know, it must have just been, I didn't even ask for anyone's authority. I just went and plugged it in and started jamming. I think I got in trouble, so I packed up and left. But I made enough money to go across the road to the Salamanca market, and I bought a CD of the Spin Doctors, Pocket Full of Kryptonite.
Yes, I remember that.
That was great. Such a cool banging record.
Oh my goodness.
I still love it.
Absolutely. Okay, and so look, you kind of touched on this. My next question for you was going to be, what does music mean to you?
Yeah. Personally, I think music is like the soul food. It's the stuff that you can dig your teeth into no matter how you're feeling. You can find something to suit your mood no matter where you are in your life, at what time of day, however you're feeling, if you're up for a party or if you're down on a emotional sort of trip. I think music is, I don't know, music should be accompanied all day, every day. I think it's just this wonderful thing that if you can have a wide enough appreciation for music, you can put it on all day and it can sort of curate your day. Oh, I love it. I try and listen to something new every day.
Yep.
And I probably go back to a lot of old stuff as well. But yeah, I try and really listen to something new most days.
So driving your creativity, like you wake up on a particular morning and you feel like writing a song, lyrically, music, whatever. What drives your creativity first and foremost, do you think?
Yeah, I don't really wake up and think of music. Like I sort of wake up thinking of putting the kettle on and having a cup of tea, or
yeah,
slowly work my way into the day. And unfortunately, creativity is a bit of lyrical creativity. I sort of have to work it. It's not something that I naturally just have an idea and I can stop everything I'm doing and down tools and just focus on that. Because I think when I start writing a song, I need to have a day or two free, because I know it just takes over. It really is consuming. But I do constantly listen out for things. If I'm hanging out with someone, or if I'm just, put the radio on, or if telly's on, or if there's just a phrase in a book or whatever, a phrase in a song, I'm constantly just thinking, oh, that's a great idea. So I've got my phone full of, little phrases, lines and ideas and colours. And so when I have those few days of going, all right, cool, let's go. I've got, a bank full of ideas ready to go.
I'm exactly the same. My phone is just full of my notes for various reasons.
Yeah.
Hey,
yes.
The tour, which is going to be covering Victoria and South Australia, which I'm really keen about, is going to be running the entire time of June, essentially, really. Well, actually, pretty much half of June. So Friday the 13th of June, you kick off in Victoria. You got 3 dates in Victoria, and then you head to South Australia by the 20th of June, and you've got Galway, you've got Macclesfield, you've got Semaphore, which wraps up the tour on Sunday, the 22nd of June. Now, I know Tasmania absolutely sold out. So, I mean, these tickets are going to be snapped up as well. What are you looking forward to most of all? Yeah, fingers and toes. What are you looking for most of all about coming to Victoria and South Australia with the Southern album?
I guess the thing I'm most looking forward to is sharing new songs. I treat albums and songs like snapshots of someone's life or creative time frame. So I guess each album I've done is a different personality or a different take on where I am within my own space. So I think Southern, even though it's close to 2 years, even though it's just been released, it sort of still feels like it's a good snapshot of the last year or two for me. And I guess I'm most looking forward to sharing some of those stories, where I am now as an artist. I feel that I'm not as focused on my instrument. I'm sort of thinking more about, lyric and story and creating a vibe or an atmosphere. Obviously, if the chance comes to have a 5-minute guitar epic solo, I'll take it. But that's not the brief. As much as some of my old fans might be disappointed, but you got to do what you got to do.
Exactly.
But I'm definitely looking forward to hitting the road. I got my Tassie bass player joining me.
Yep. And
an ex-Tassie drummer who's living in Melbourne, a mate of mine, Liam, joining me for both Vic and SA shows. So, yeah.
And it's pretty much
going to be great.
Back. So you're going to get back to Tasmania and want to probably sleep for about a month, I reckon. You're going to be a tired man.
I don't know. I used to think going on tour was, it is a lot of hard work. I mean, now going on tour with young kids, it's like, you wake up and I'm just like, got nothing else, no one else to look after for 6 hours and then go on stage and do my thing. So it's almost like a paid holiday.
Yeah. Well, in South Australia, we're going to be doing, some nice winery kind of areas. So you'll be happy. You'll be fine. Now, everyone, you can get tickets through petecornelius.com. I'll put the link in the wording of this video and on the post. And excitedly, lovely Pete has given us a double pass to give away for the South Australian Semaphore gig on Sunday, the 22nd of June. So if you get onto onyourmarkers.au, you'll find the link to grab yourself a double pass. I am definitely coming to the Semaphore gig. I actually can't wait. So I'm going to come and say hi.
Great.
Meet you properly face to face. But Pete, I wish you all the best with the continuing success of the Southern album. Like I said, it's a favorite of mine already. You know my 2 favorite songs, so you better be dedicating them to me at the same point.
Yeah, you bet. Absolutely.
All the best with an incredible tour. All right. Thanks a lot, Pete.
Thanks, man. Thanks a bunch. Thanks for having us.
My pleasure.